Good morning, guys. Adam Clark here. It's another edition of the Personal Development Minute. And by now, if you've been watching us, you know I'm a big fan of Jon Gordon, and I own all of his books. But I recently read a book by Jon Gordon, and it's co-written with his wife, Kathryn. It's called Relationship Grit. And man, was it powerful. So if you have a spouse, read it with them. But also, if you have a team, read it with them too. While it's designed for spouses, it really has lessons there that it can be used every day in life because relationships are everything. So I have three takeaways for you from this amazing book. Number one, be for each other, not against each other. Not everything is a competition, right? In the book, they talk often about how spouses sometimes compete against one another for importance based on their jobs, right? Money made or things achieved, right? If someone is close to you, you're on the same team, right? Support them in any way you can. It's great to push people to do their best, but don't just try to one up people. That's not what good teammates do. Number two is communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Right? So oftentimes when there's poor communication, lack of communication, that's where things fall apart no matter where it is. When there is dysfunction, it always comes down. It almost always comes down to that. So why does an employee not do their job correctly? A lot of times it's because their expectations aren't clear. Why do marriages fall on hard times? Right? Failure to communicate, right? If you aren't communicating, right, how do you know what's going on in that person's life, whether it's your spouse, whether that's a teammate, whether that's a coworker, right? Without regular communication, how important are they? And number three, guys, invest in your relationship. So not everything, and I really want you to start thinking about more, it's not transactional, right? So when people come to our gym, it's not a transaction. We're creating a relationship because we want to help them, right? And if we just looked at it as a swipe of a card, we're not doing our jobs, and they're probably not going to stay very long, right? So if you don't invest in something, how do you expect it to grow, right? How does an investment account grow? You regularly contribute money over time. How do you grow professionally and personally? Right? You invest in yourself, right? So now it's time to invest in your relationships. Spend time, have a cup of coffee with a teammate, with a spouse, right? Go to a conference with your team, right? Go on a weekend getaway with your spouse, right? Without investment, there is no return. Right? So out of those three, what is one thing that you can start getting better at? Right? We can all improve. Right? And the moment we stop improving, that's the moment we become stagnant and people pass us. Right? So if you do this, if you commit to just one of those things right now, if you just commit to one of those things, your life will become better. And I promise you that. Right? There you have it, guys. Now go out there and dominate.